You know, it's hard to imagine that a government which has bravely saved its economy in a pandemic by spending $300 billion would find itself staring down the barrel of electoral failure. But in the space of just 6 weeks, the wheels have come off the Scomo train. And the reality is causing all kinds of unravelling, including the leaking of audio today from a very private meeting between the Prime Minister and 400 coalition staffers. When the team starts to leak and provide audio of secret meetings, you know there's both treachery and fear inside the bubble. 9 newspapers obtained that audio from a meeting last Tuesday, alongside the story featuring a very repentant Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, admitting that his government's had some shortcomings in tackling bad behaviour in Parliament House. The PM said some staff had put up with some absolute rubbish, and this has been a traumatic month. That is true, but for many here, it has been a traumatic lifetime. Now, the newspapers reported that he promised to restore respect and improve human resources systems by creating a counselling support line. There'd be mandatory annual work, health and safety training and the creation of a proper complaints process that would be safe, confidential and practical. And how's this for a leader who right now doesn't think that his staff believe what he says?
I have no doubt that you're sceptical and you want to see the stuff work before you believe it. That's fair enough. That's totally fair enough. And that's often the case. So we'll get on and address this. We'll get on and make these changes.
It was clearly a meeting of contrition from both Scott Morrison and his deputy, Michael McCormack, who said sorry to the assembled insiders 3 times in his 5-minute address.
If you have been let down by the system, by your member, by your senator, by me, I say I'm sorry. If you haven't felt supported at any time, over any matter, I'm sorry. I give you the commitment today. I will think about everything I do and I will be better, and I'm sorry for anything that I've done in the past.
Well, it certainly looks like the Prime Minister won't be waiting for the Sex Discrimination Commissioner, Kate Jenkins, to hand down her report before making major changes himself. But one notable absentee from this no longer secret meeting was the Minister for Women, Marise Payne. Again, this is the same minister who didn't think it was appropriate to attend the Women's March for Justice outside her office, which in itself is hardly a sign of reassurance for angry women. The Morrison government is in a state of crisis. The Newspoll figures already have them 4 points behind on a 2-party preferred basis. Now, Scott Morrison may be able to dig himself out of this before the real poll is held, but it'll require some major productive reform inside the House, along the lines of what he suggested in that meeting, the shifting of Ministers Porter and Reynolds pronto, and a new, more sincere narrative with the women of Australia.